Get back to this Mary Hampton child over here because she, I gave my ties last week. Now I got to get the extra ties at the table. You got a controversial corner today, bro? You got controversial? Okay, my man, I ran. Okay, yeah, no, you got one. We're gonna take a quick break, pay a bill, come back with controversial corner, and we'll be back. This is UBM, Sir Walter Jones Show.
ComEd presents the power of staying in the light. Having trouble juggling all your bills? Are you worried about the lights getting turned off? ComEd Care programs can help you keep the lights on. Care programs offer help to those facing financial hardships. All inquiries are confidential. To see if you qualify, visit ComEd.com/care or call 1-888-806-CARE. ComEd, powering lives. Grant amounts may vary while funds are available.
Ladies, it's Tuesday. Pink Perspectives on the Sir Walter Jones Show, right here on UBM Praise.
Politics, doctrine, current events. Let's meet at the Controversy Corner on the Sir Walter Jones Show here on UBM Praise.
This is Keep It Real Carter here at this discussion of controversy at the corner of hot and fire. The Bible says it's better to marry than to burn. But some of y'all jumped out the pan into the fire. You got married because you was hot, and then she burned you. You got married because you was hot, then he burned you and beat you. Listen, be careful just because you're a little warm. Be careful just because you feel like you can't hold out. Sometimes holding out is better than being knocked out. Sometimes holding out is better than being wiped out. So, as I encourage you today with this controversial message, just because you're a little horny, don't mean you got to go get married. How about that?
That was Adam Carter, Controversial Corner. He do this every day, Monday through Friday around this time of the day. I don't know what it's going to be. I'm not allowed to check the notes. I'm not allowed to approve or disapprove. So
We did the Lion Show yesterday.
I just cross my fingers. I do a few Hail Marys, and I just say, Lord, protect me.
You can always be a priest.
Yeah, and close the ears of the FCC, Jesus, if you can.
Oh, no.
Yes. So
We're getting hot in here.
It's getting hot in here. That's great. Tomorrow is our music business show where we talk about the music business. Tomorrow I got a great show tomorrow. I've got my nephews, Lawrence Jones, and he's coming in with, hopefully I can get his other brother in. Lawrence is the guitar player for Fred Hammond, and he's on tour now with, what's those boys? The white boys who they were singing gospel, and now they kind of.
The Doobie Brothers?
No, these young boys, they're in their 20s. It'll come to me in a minute. Jonas, that's it. The Jonas Brothers. Yeah, he's on tour with them right now. Oh, wow. With Nick Jonas. Yeah. So he'll be on the show. Tomorrow's topic is, can Christians listen to secular music? We'll do that for the first hour, and then the second hour we'll talk about how you can make some more money in gospel music. But Miss Mary and thou husbands on your right side. We were talking about 1 Corinthians chapter 7.
Yes.
And about the burning thing.
Yes.
Okay. Now Paul set us up. He set us up. All right. He first set us up by talking about married. married a husband and a wife. Their roles and their duties, and your body don't belong to yours. His body don't belong to his. And then you give due benevolence. Okay. Then he says if you want to fast, you ask your husband.
Right.
Okay. And if you want to fast, you have to ask you. Right. And then you go ahead and agree to fast, but for a short time, because if you go too long, then the Satan will have his way. Okay.
Right.
If you're not strong enough. Because he can only do what you allow him to.
That's true.
All right. So then you come back together and you take care of the business. And then after that, he says. Then he starts saying, "Okay, this is not God a commandment, but this is me. But I ask permission to say these things."
Right.
Okay. And then he would say, "All right, this is not me now. This is God saying this is a commandment. Now you do this." Oh no. And then it got to our topic today about if they cannot contain, let them marry, for it is better to marry than to burn. So should couples who cannot self-control, contain their flesh, should all of them marry because of this scripture?
Okay, first of all, my understanding, he was talking to engaged couples at that time.
Well, he said it's better to marry than to burn.
Right.
Marry, that is. So
right.
If they were married, he would not have said it.
Right. And,
That's true.
What you just said, if they were married, he would not have said.
He would not have said.
Right. I'm just saying, he wasn't just talking. A lot of people say we couples, we just going together, but they're not engaged.
Right.
That's why I wanted to clarify.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
He was talking to the engaged couples because back then, even a lot of the old school, they kind of looked at sex as a bad thing. Mm-hmm. And that's why I said marriage is honorable and the bed is undefiled. But he was saying it's better to marry than to burn. And a lot of them take that, and even in the old school Pentecostal churches, they used to encourage them to marry because some of them was having issues in their flesh. Mm-hmm. The problem with that is if those are the bases or the grounds that you're getting married on, then that could lead to a problem because you're not my friend. I don't really know you. Mm-hmm. We didn't build a relationship. This marriage was built on emotions only. Yeah. But when the thrill is gone, life must go on. Mm-hmm. And I oftentimes say that, that's a moment's time or however long it lasts, and then you got to face the reality. Well, if you're not my friend and we don't have a relationship and we don't know each other, when the thrill is gone, what else do we have in common? There's no conversation.
Yeah.
I've met couples, young couples, and they want to take another couple on their, what is that you get married? Honeymoon with them. I'm like,
wow.
You don't know it. Clearly, you don't know each other. Clearly, you got married for the wrong reasons. I said, do you ever go out with your husband by yourself? No, I need other people there, other couples there, because they couldn't even hold a conversation with each other without other people being there. Then why did you get married? You must have gotten married for the wrong reason, that you can't even hold a conversation with your spouse, or you can't have a good time with your spouse without having other couples present. Mm-hmm. Wow. Well, it's fun with other people there. I mean, we ain't really got nothing to talk about. Then you got married for the wrong reasons. And this is reality. I have talked to young people that, these are their situations, that they need other people around them in order to enjoy themselves.
Wow.
So why did you get married?
Yes.
Those are not grounds to marry somebody, because when the thrill is gone.
Yeah, it's gone. Watch this.
So, never mind.
Go ahead.
Don't you go there.
Okay.
So after he came, it went.
Okay, let me.
I knew you. I'm gonna stay safe. I'm
gonna stay with you. I'm gonna be right there with you, Mary. We going to the save corner. Right here it says in that 21st verse of the same chapter.
Yes.
Now concerning virgins.
Oh. All right, now virgins. That's next stink, ain't it?
Yes, it is.
Did they go out with dinosaurs?
It did. It went out.
I hope they still here, because we was proud to be virgins.
Well, it lasted as long as the 8-track tape, but then it went out.
Oh, Lord.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm still raising my next generation to be a virgin.
Yes. He said, I have no commandment of thee. He closed the book and he went home. That's what he said. I have no commandment of the Lord, but yet I give my judgment as one that have obtained mercy of the Lord to be faithful. Okay. I suppose, therefore, that this is good for the present distress. I say that it is good for a man so to be. Art thou bound unto a wife? Mm-hmm. Seek not to be loosed. Art thou loosed from a wife? Seek not a wife. Now, some people have taken this, as I said earlier, and applied it to today and said, because y'all are single, don't get married. But notice what he said. He said, because of the present distress. Mm-hmm. Who was he talking to here? Now, we mentioned this early.
The horny young folk, they were horny people.
Mm-hmm. Well,
he was talking to the Greeks.
Yeah, to the Corinthian church.
Who are very, 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 very active physically people by nature. Mm-hmm. If you look at their art, it's sensual.
Very.
If you listen to the music and the actions in their music, not talking about today's music, but this stuff from that era, it's very sensual and borderline perverted, if not all the way.
Absolutely.
Very, so he had to address that issue.
Yeah.
He had to, because they was doing all kinds of stuff.
And that's true. And you have to look at the distress of the persecution of that time. That's why a lot of times there were no churches as we have today.
Oh, no.
Many of them live in caves, actually. Because then Paul had to make this letter, and y'all quote this a lot. He says he wanted y'all to, what did he say about suffer? He said something to the point of coming together.
Let us forsake not this,
That's it.
ourselves together.
That's it. As some of us do it, meaning there was persecution at the time, and some were afraid to gather in a gathering.
It was a secret society.
Absolutely. So even the name Christian was a derogatory term. It was an insult. So we use it now as a
badge of honor.
As a badge of honor, but back then that was not a badge of honor. So there was distress then. So he said, don't marry because of the persecution and the distress is going on. It's best that you not get married now, because you don't want to get married and have a husband. Now you got 2 worries. And then you get pregnant. Now you got 3 worries. So he says, so don't do this. Now he was talking to the Corinthian church. He wasn't talking to the American people.
Might as well now.
yeah, right. So, and then when you go into Revelation, it talked about and we're going to eschatology. It's not Thursday yet, but we can kind of piggyback on it about how when the Antichrist come and this lawless man comes, it says it's better that a woman is not pregnant during that time. Because if she's pregnant now, she's got to worry about. He said, "Now go. Now I'm gonna tell you where to go. Now you go on the hill over there. Go hide." Because he says, "Those of you who are married, woe to you. Those of you who are pregnant, woe to you." Woe, okay, so he's with child, absolutely. So that's what was going on here. So I think Hampton kind of. I think she nailed it when she mentioned or alluded to, I'm not in love with you, but because I'm kind of horny, and I think we got to marry so that I can satisfy that. Now, once that thrill is gone, what do we have? Is there anything lasting? We can't even talk about it now. We have nothing in common.
That's a shame.
Yeah, that's a shame. Yeah. Elaborate more on that.
Basically back to them getting married for the wrong reasons. That's where we at. Because it can lead to a whole lot of problems, which we have seen. And it's so sad because a lot of us hide behind the Christianity. It's like when you're being married and you're not in love with that person, we have to find other things to fulfill that. If you don't really give yourself to the ministry, and you see that in ministry a lot. You see that even in ministers.
Yeah.
Evangelists and pastors that travel all the time because that's their means of getting away from the house.
Yeah.
Because now I need to go back a little bit further, because a lot of them married because somebody told them, somebody said, the Lord said that this is your husband or this is your wife. Yeah. So now I didn't marry you because I loved you. I married you because the minister said or the prophet said that God said you were supposed to be with me. Yeah. So now they really get involved in a ministry to keep themselves busy or to keep them from getting into trouble.
That's good.
Which a lot of times in this day and time that doesn't even save them anymore.
Wow.
It really don't save them. Some of them, if they supposed to be in love, but we're not going to go there right now. For those that really got married for the wrong reasons, not just for sex, but just because somebody told you God said this is the one you're supposed to marry, they have nothing in common. So now if we in ministry, we really have to become involved in ministry because that's what we love. Yeah. We don't really love the person next to us, but we love God. Yeah. And to keep ourselves right with God, now we really got to stay busy. So that's a big problem, especially in the church world. That is a huge problem because a lot of them, they did encourage them. Yeah. The church I came from years ago, they did encourage them. If a man had a problem, they go find you a wife.
Find your wife.
To keep you saved. Yeah. Now, I know they supposed to be saved by a conversation, but clearly the conversation don't really save you. So them sheets ain't going to save them either because in reality.
That's true, because satin sheets slide.
Right. Come on now.
McPhee. Do you think... Do you think we have been pushed into situations, man has pushed us into it, and it wasn't God? For instance, there are many pastors out there who man pushed them into that position. So, oh, you can preach. Ooh, I bet the Lord must have called. He called you. I know he called you. And we spoke. And then before you know it, this guy's going to get his license because he saw that he gave a speech, an Easter speech, and the people
That's what
fell
they
out.
do.
The people they fell out.
Look good in the suit.
You look good.
Yes,
in the suit.
baby.
Uh huh.
Sound good.
Yeah.
You look like a preacher. Is
You
what
look
they
like a
tell
preacher.
them, right?